All right. Let's go ahead and get started. People will have to just join if they're coming in late. So we're going to use our pillow that I asked you to grab. And you'll take that pillow and you'll lay it on your mat so that you can lay your shoulder blades, just the edge of the shoulder blades, down on to the pillow, okay? And then your head will hang heavy and reach the ground, okay? So you should feel sort of an opening in the chest and the heart area. And then your legs, let's go for a nice grounded leg with feet out wide, knees together. You can also do Supta Baddha Konasana from this position. It's a little bit more intense. Make that choice. And then your arms can kind of lay out to either side with your palms up. Now, if you feel like this is too much, you are welcome to remove the pillow and just lay flat on the ground. You know, for some of you, that might be a better fit. So feel free to, ditch the pillow if it's just not working for you. This is just a chance to open the front of our body. I want you to be in a place where you feel like you can let go, okay? That pillow is placed, right in the middle of the back. So not too high, not too low, right in the middle. Take a couple of cleansing breaths here. So inhale fully, and then open mouth, sigh it out. Good. Again, inhale. Sigh it out, let go of tension. Take one or two more of those cleansing breaths. Each time you sigh it out, just giving in to gravity just a little bit more. And then after your cleansing breath, seal your mouth and begin, in the next 5 or so breaths, cultivating a nice full inhale and full complete exhale. So allowing that to be a transition, not doing it in one breath, connecting mind and body, allowing there to be more volume through each breath that you take. Setting your internal drishti to your third eye. And then sending your attention to the places where your body is meeting the mat or pillow underneath you. So feeling the head softly on the mat, your arms stretched out, laying heavy on the ground, your shoulders rolling back towards the mat, but likely not quite touching down there. Feeling the hips heavy on the mat, but very grounded. Soles of the feet. Becoming hyper aware for a moment, just all the places your body is touching the mat or the earth underneath you. Maintaining your full breath all the way to the top of your breath, and then expelling breath all the way to the bottom. And finding here as you breathe, maybe how the inhale actually feels a little bit easier with this chest opening position. And the exhale may be having to work a little bit harder to reach the bottom of your lungs. taking a moment to add a little bit of movement and rolling to the side or maybe sitting up a bit so that you can remove the pillow from underneath you and then lay back down on the mat. Same foot position, feet out wide, knees folding together, letting your hands rest wherever feels comfortable, and now feeling the flat surface under your back here, and how the chest, after being opened, now almost feels a little bit more closed in this flat position. So just coming into your body, feeling the difference of removing that pillow underneath you. Bring the feet hip width apart, the knees also. Pull the right knee in towards the chest. If you'd like to extend the left leg long, go for it. If having a bent knee on that left leg is better for you, keep the bent leg. Slowly transition that knee more towards the side of your rib cage here. And now send your attention to that left leg. If it's extended out long, I want that leg to be straight and strong. So it's not just sort of hanging out there. You've got the kneecap up the leg and the toes are pointed up, and maybe that left glute is even pulled underneath you a little bit. If your leg is bent and your foot is flat on the ground, okay, the same thing, just feel the ground underneath that foot, pull the belly in. Okay, we're gonna release that knee just a little bit, grab the outer edge of the foot and come into a half happy baby position. So now it's the same positioning with your knee. Your knee is being pulled down on the outside of the rib cage. The left leg, if it's straight, it continues to stay straight and strong. Shoulders relax here. And if you can't quite get that foot, grab the ankle or the shin or use a strap, right? So there's lots of ways we can work around not being able to get our foot. Couple more breaths here, just being in this shape, feeling the stretch of the groin, the compression through the right front of the right hip, the opening through the left. Releasing that right foot and bringing the sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. So this is Vrikshasana, tree pose, but in a supine position. Normally this is a single leg balance position. Actively push your inner thigh and your right sole of the foot together. And then pull that right knee towards the ground underneath you. Invitation, you don't have to, inhale the arms up, overhead, and pause here. Okay, if your arms need to be a little bit more out in a Y positioning, great. Okay, they don't have to be right over shoulder. Now with hands overhead like this, it's a tendency for the low back to really arch up off the ground. I want you to combat that by pulling your belly button in and up towards the spine. Okay, so the low back doesn't have to be flattened to the ground, but I want you to pull that low back a little bit closer to the ground, right? So the left leg straight and strong, the right knee being pulled towards the mat, the low belly in so that we don't have a big arch over in the low back, arms overhead. If your arms are overhead, sweep them back down towards your hips, and then use that right hand to bring your right knee up and switch sides. So if you want to do a little bit of, back and forth with the knees, sometimes it feels good to transition with something in between. Go for it. Okay, either bent or straight with the right leg, left knee, pull it in and off to the left side of the rib cage. Okay, so again, if this right leg is straight, make it straight and strong. It's not just hanging out there. I've got some engagement through my leg and my hip. Belly's pulled in just a little bit, and then try to relax through the chest and the shoulders as you pull that knee in. Maintain those nice full breaths. Okay, find that half happy baby position. So grabbing wherever you can grab, getting your strap out if you need to, pulling down on the left leg so the knee continues to pull to the outer left rib cage. Again, just straight and strong through that right leg if it's straight. Relax through the shoulders and chest. And just a little bit of toning through the belly and kind of stretching that tailbone to the ground. Okay, we're going to release that left leg, bring the left sole of the foot to the inner right thigh. So supine vrikshasana, supine tree pose. I need to move my props here, getting in the way. Okay. All right, so straight and strong through that right leg, the left knee, actively pulling it down to the ground. Invitation to inhale the arms up overhead. Again, opening up to a Y if that feels a little bit more comfortable in the shoulder. And then mitigating that low back arching by pulling the belly in. Whether the low back touches the ground or not is not as important. We just want to take some of that overarching out of the low back. Loosen through the cervical spine. You might even shake out the head a little bit. And breathe here. Fill up your lungs completely. Exhale completely. Nice and smooth and slow. If your arms are overhead, slowly sweep them back down over to your hips. Use your left hand to bring your left knee in. Both knees are going to bend now, feet flat on the ground. And pull your heels in towards your sit bone. And we're going to start off with some pelvic tilts. So on your exhale, nice and slow, you're going to flatten the low back, brace through the core, come light in the tailbone, find as much knitting together of the core as possible, and then release on your inhale. So exhale, lifting, coming light through the tailbone, but the hips stay on the ground. Pulling that core all the way in together, bracing, and then inhale, release. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale. This one, we're going to use our pelvic tilt, but we're going to come all the way up into our bridge pose. So there should have been a scooping of the hips and then the spine rolling up, okay? At the top, I want you to try to make your cervical spine nice and long. So long through that neck. It's almost like you're pulling your shoulders down, like you're trying to reach your heels with your fingertips. Good. Pull the knees in just a little bit. Lift the hips a little bit higher. Now articulate the spine down 1 vertebrae at a time, and I want you to do that reverse pelvic tilt. So see if you can get that laying down of the pelvis in that opposite direction as you came up with. Come down to the tailbone with intention and control, and then scoop it back up all the way up into the bridge pose, holding for just a moment. Again, like reaching for your heels, growing your spine, your cervical spine long. Squeezing the knees just a little bit, and then lifting a little bit higher and slowly down in reverse. All the way down to the tailbone. Once you're down, let your knees fall from side to side. We're going to do this a number of times. So, take it shallow at first, this sort of gentle twisting and rocking of the hips, and then slowly find a little bit more depth to your wipers here as your knees wipe back and forth. All right, coming into stillness, roll to your side. Either side will do. And we're transitioning into a seated position. So take your time coming up into your seated position, finding you know, whatever it is you chose to sit on today, getting yourself situated here. So scooching those sit bones all the way to the front of the edge of whatever it is you're sitting on so that you can find that neutral pelvis and then sit nice and tall. However, whatever orientation for the legs is fine. And then sitting nice and tall once you've arrived, bringing your hands to heart center and closing your eyes, bowing your chin just slightly. I'm going to invite you to create an intention for your practice today. You know, an intention can be just a clarifying and directing your energy specifically. It can also be just inviting a certain quality into your practice. So just being mindful about what you're doing on the mat for you. So take a moment to sort of dial in that intention, and then taking a couple of breaths, sealing it in, and always coming back to that intention throughout the practice today. Blink open your eyes. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, look up. Exhale through heart center. Again, inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Find the rhythm. Use your breath to guide you. Keep going. You can shut down your eyes if you'd like. And stay present in your body. You've got 2 more. After your second one, settling with your hands at heart center. Inhale, arms up. And then bring your right arm down, coming into a side stretch. So you guys have been here before. Using that right hand as a kickstand, keeping the chest open and that left sit bones anchored. Pull the shoulders down the back so don't get all crunched up with the shoulders. And then lean. Each exhale, maybe you get a little bit more stretch and reach. And inhale yourself back up to center. Take your hand, put it behind you, setting up for a twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring that left arm across the body and around the right knee. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, maybe there's some more twist. You can complete the twist by looking over the right shoulder. Each inhale, I want you to find that nice long spine that you're rotating around. Both sit bones anchored equally. On your next exhale, a little more twist. And then inhale, slowly unwind, sweep the arms up and over, look, watch them connect. Exhale, heart center. Okay, let's do the other side. Inhale, up, look up, okay? And then release the left arm. I almost got lost there. And then exhale, taking that side stretch, reaching your arm to the left, shoulders pulled down the back, inching that left arm out as needed, keeping the right sit bone anchored, and keep that chest rotated up. Nice full breaths here. Slowly coming upright, relocating that left hand behind the hip. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, twist to the left. Bringing the left hand on outside of the left knee, the right hand on the outside of the left knee. Got it right? Okay. Nice long spine on your inhale. Exhales, twist. So really find that long line that you are rotating around. Try not to have any flexion in the spine, so stay nice and upright. Complete the twist by looking over your shoulder if it's okay on the neck, maintaining that long spine through the crown of the head. And on your next exhale, see if you can get just a little bit more out of it. And then on your inhale, slowly unwind, sweep up, look up, watch them connect. Exhale, heart center. Pausing here for a moment. Inhale, sweep the arms up, leave them up. Exhale, flex at the wrist. Inhale, fingertips point up. Exhale, inhale. Two more. Exhale, inhale. This time on your exhale, squeeze in a fist. I want you to find engagement in the whole arm. Inhale, release, let it go. Exhale, find that tension all the way down the arm and shoulders. Inhale, release. One more time, exhale, squeeze, find engagement. Inhale, let it go. Nice neutral breaths, little circles with the arms. Change directions. Come to stillness. Inhale, look up, reach up, connect. Exhale, down through heart center. Lift the elbows a little higher than normal. Sit nice and tall, pull in the belly. Exhale, palms squeeze together. Find the chest muscles ignite. Inhale, release. Exhale, press into the palms. Pull the shoulders down the back. Tone the belly. Inhale, release. Twice more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Now open up the arms, cactus arms. Exhale, squeeze the back and release on your inhale. Exhale, shoulder blades squeeze. Inhale, release. Try not to overarch in the low back here, so keep the belly in. Exhale. Inhale. You've got one more. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Release the hands to the knees. Move through a couple cat-cows. So exhale, rounding. Inhale, broadening. Maybe looking up, pushing that tailbone back behind you. Exhale, tucking everything in. Exhale, opening. Good. Finding a neutral spine here. Right hand either goes right next to you or behind your low back, whichever feels more comfortable here. On your exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale, bend or lean. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, and hold. Hold that lean here. Now really finding sort of that active pushing down of the right shoulder, sort of lengthening the space between the jaw or the ear and your shoulder. Invitation to round the chin down and find the different places we can take this next stretch. Be gentle, be mindful. If you find something, so you can round down and then round up. You find something that feels particularly good and juicy, hang out there. A couple more breaths here, either to stay in stillness or investigate just that rounding up and down of the chin. Coming to neutral with the chin and lifting up to neutral with the head. Exhale, turn left. Inhale to center. Exhale, turn. Inhale to center. Exhale, turn and hold this turn. So this time, really actively pulling that shoulder back towards the back of the mat here. Pull the belly in to support yourself, and then see if you can get that chin to turn just a little bit without anything else moving. So try not to let that shoulder or torso turn. This is our blind spot. We're checking our blind spot. This is a good range of motion to have. Holding here, maintain that nice full breath. Maybe even tap into that intention that you set just moments ago. And slowly coming out of that turn and releasing the arm. And either shoulder rolls or cat-cow. So either one is good. Coming to a neutral spine. Let's switch sides. So left hand drops or left arm goes behind the small of the back. Sitting up tall, really broadening through the chest. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, center. One more. Exhale. Inhale. This time, exhale, tilt and hold. The same thing as on the other side. Stay here or find that range of motion of dropping the chin and raising the chin and finding, anything in there that feels particularly good. Stay there. Be mindful about not leaning here. We're actually very upright with our spine. It's just our neck that's leaning. I love the front, the jaw stretch gets me every time. And then finding that neutral place for the chin, lifting the head to neutral. Exhale, turn. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Once more. Exhale. Inhale. This time, exhale, turn and hold. So just as before, right? We want that belly to be toned so that you're supporting that sort of squareness of the hips and the torso. Actively pulling that left shoulder back towards the mat behind you. And then trying to get maybe just a little bit more turn of that neck. And you can take note of one side having more range of motion or less range of motion. That's a good thing to be observant of. Just be observant, no judgment. Just saying, okay, that's different. And slowly releasing to center. And then again, shoulder rolls, cat-cow, whatever, you can even be more organic with it. Coming to center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, overhead. Exhale, heart center. Keep going. Use your own breath. Feel free to close your eyes. Be at one with your breath and your body and your mind. Three more, using your own breath. No hurry, meeting at heart center when you're done with your third. Pause, bow the chin, just reconnect. You just had breath, mind, body working all together. Savor that moment. Release the hands to the knees, and we're going to come into a tabletop position. So remove whatever it is you're sitting on and take a moment in your tabletop. Make sure you're adding any cushioning under the knees that might be helpful. Okay. And then aligning your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, as you well know by now. Inhale completely here. Exhale, round the back, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, cat. Inhale, sag the belly, Pull the chest forward, push the hips back, look up. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Think about externally rotating the shoulders to open the chest here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more cow. And then finding that neutral spine. Lift the right leg out, straight and strong behind you. Keep the hips square to the mat underneath you and pull the belly in to support your hips. Be mindful of your shoulders here. Pull them down your back. So you're pulling your hips up towards your shoulders, but you're pulling your shoulders down towards your hips, if that makes sense. Kind of sandwiching your torso together for structure. Stay here or lift that left arm, bird dog. Nice neutral cervical spine. So your gaze is actually down, maybe just slightly in front of you. When you're thinking about that crown of the head just radiating forward. You're actively stretching and reaching with your heel in one direction and your fingertips in the other, while maintaining balance and structure with your grounded knee and leg and hand. Holding here, releasing down, cat-cow. Finding a neutral spine. Left leg shoots out, back behind you. And finding all the parts here. And likely it feels a little bit different from one side to the other. Square the hips, pull the belly in, and then send your attention to the shoulders. Pull them down your back. Actively lift that heel a little higher. Try to get it right in line with what you think is your hip height. And stay here, or raise the right arm, bird dog. And again, really lifting through the right arm and left leg, but grounding and pushing down into the ground with your left hand and right knee. Growing long through the cervical spine, radiating through the crown of the head. Pull that belly in. Release down, cat-cow. Neutral spine. Okay, one more time, right leg out long. Bend at the knee so that the sole of the foot is up towards the ceiling, okay? Inhale fully. Exhale, round that knee underneath you like a knee to nose type of position. And exhale here as you lift up with your head, more of a cow position. Let's do exhale. So meet me on an exhale here. Knee to nose. Inhale, lift up, think more cow here. Exhale, knee to nose. So pulling that knee underneath you, tucking the chin. Exhale here. Inhale, sorry, gosh, getting so mixed up. One more. Exhaling here. Inhaling here. Good. Releasing down. Switching sides. Okay, left side. Extend out long. Square the hips, pull the belly in. Bend at the knee. Sole of the foot up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Lift that leg up behind you. Sag the belly a little bit. Lift the head. Think cow. Exhale. Think cat here. Inhale. So just working that flexion and extension of the spine and using that left hip a little bit. One more. Exhale, cat. Knee to nose. Inhale, cow. Lift the head and foot. Release that knee down. Pushing back into child pose for just a moment. We won't be here long. So if your child's pose is up a little bit higher, that's fine also. And then coming back up into your tabletop. And now we're going to push down, exhale, child's pose. And then inhale, come forward, send the hips forward. You might find that those hands need to walk forward just a little bit so you can adjust there after the first one. Exhale, push back with the hips. Inhale, lift with the hips, push them forward, tone the glutes. Exhale, push them back. Inhale, push them forward. Think about externally rotating the arms, broad across the chest. One more. Exhale. Inhale. And then coming into tabletop and back into a seated position, sitting on whatever it is that you've got. Taking the time to set it up. Scooting those sit bones all the way to the edge. Okay. And I'm actually going to have you bring your feet out in front of you. So a bent position, just comfortable here, feet flat on the ground. Take your hands back behind you and rotate the fingertips towards the behind you. How much they rotate is really up to you. So, you know, mine, I feel comfortable all the way behind me, but some of you may need more like to the side. So find whatever external rotation of the shoulders you can manage, and then come into kind of a little bit of a reclined position. I don't have a ton of weight in my hands, but they're there as kickstands, okay? On your exhale, I want your chest to kind of collapse in a little bit. Inhale, as you broaden and pull right behind the shoulders back. So you're almost broadening the chest. We're looking for your external rotators, okay? So exhale, let the shoulders round forward. And then inhale, broaden the chest and actively pull and tone right behind the shoulders. Okay, so those shoulders are externally rotated here, and then release and collapse. So they're internally rotated now. And then inhale, fully inhale. See if you can get a little bit more rotation, finding those external rotator cuffs, and then release and round. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, broaden the chest, rotate those shoulders back behind you, toning right behind the shoulders, and then release. Okay, come up to a full seated position, legs out in front of you. Let's go with right leg on top of left. Okay, so you've got your left leg underneath, right leg is just crossed over front. Inhale, the left arm high. Exhale, come across your body and grab whatever it is you can grab. If you can get to your foot, great. If you can get to your calf, great. The right hand is going to kind of be that kickstand as you fold to the right, but keep a long spine in this twisted manner. So take it slow. Inhaling, finding that full long spine. Exhale, maybe twisting and folding just a little bit more. Slowly coming out of that, pull that right knee up. It's going to stay crossed over here, but now you've got your knee up into your chest. Inhale the left arm high. Exhale, come around and grab it. You can use your right hand as a kickstand behind you if you need it. Otherwise, you can go for a double arm hug on that right leg. Keeping the right sit bone as grounded as possible. If your right sit bone is coming up, it's okay. Just try to create the action of grounding it. Pull the belly in, twist to the right. Slowly unwinding, bringing the right sole of the foot, inner left thigh. Left leg is straight and strong, okay? Left arm is gonna anchor right next to your left hip. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, twisting to the left, bringing your right hand anywhere. It can be on the outside of the foot, outside of the shin, outside of the knee, wherever you need to be. but working on, again, that twisting and folding with the long spine. This left hand can kind of inch its way out, whatever works. And then keeping that right sit bone anchored. Breathing here, use your breath. Stay in your body. And notice where maybe you can let go of some tension and see how that changes things. Maybe you need to come up a little bit further. So there are things that you can kind of manipulate to see how it changes the feeling in this position. Good, slowly coming out. Releasing the right leg long. Little knee bounces just in between sides. Okay, left leg crosses up and over the right. Left hand anchors down by the left hip. Right hand up and across the body. Again, you're going for the foot, the shin, the knee, wherever you can get. Maybe you actually get a little bit further as we stay here. Anchoring the right sit bone, keeping the belly in and long through the spine. And then just getting that twist. And that left arm can come out wherever it feels like it's best placed. Shoulders down the back. Release up and out of that twist. And then hugging that knee in, it's going to stay crossed over the right foot. Hand either behind your hip, or you can already kind of grab that knee in with your left arm. Inhale, reaches up. Exhale, come around. Double hug, or if you need that hand for a kickstand, single hug. Nice long spine through the crown of the head. Feel the back right where the cervical spine meets the skull. Let go there, let go. Let it grow tall. Let the shoulders pull down the back. There's toning through the belly to help you twist. And slowly unwinding here, bringing the sole of the left foot, inner right thigh, sitting nice and tall. Right leg is straight and strong. Right hand can come to the right side of the hip. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, twisting and folding. So twisting and folding, but only so much that the long spine. So prioritize that long spine. And then sit here for a bit. Use your breath to see if you can slowly inch into maybe just a little more twisting and a little bit more hinging from the hip, long spine. Again, let go of where the cervical spine meets the skull, base of the skull there, let go there. Slowly coming up and out of that, bringing both soles of your feet together. Grabbing the ankles, using that kind of ankle leverage here to sit nice and tall. Pull the belly in, shoulders down the back. Stay here or find some forward fold. Only forward folding if you can keep that long spine. So if you're folding and you kind of start to round, nope, stay tall. Couple breaths here. And slowly coming up out of that, we are transitioning to our back now. So you can remove what you've got underneath you. Might want to keep a strap handy if you know you like a strap for legs up. And coming down nice and mindfully. Left leg stays bent. Right leg extends up over the hip. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex the feet down. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. When you point, when you exhale and point, I want you to find engagement through the calf. Inhale, flex. One more. Exhale, point. Inhale, flex. This time, exhale, the heel drops to the glute. Pull it in, find the engagement, inhale, release. I don't know what's up with me today. Exhale, heel to butt, squeeze it in, inhale, release. Don't squeeze too hard. Sometimes that'll make the hamstring want to seize up. So, but just a little extra oomph there at the end, finding that last little range of motion. One more. Pausing at the top, little circles. Make them slow. Maintain that nice full breath. Don't let go of that breath. And change directions. Coming to stillness, releasing that foot to the ground, pulling your heels in. One bridge pose, using that pelvic tilt, being super mindful about how you're bringing your hips and spine up off the ground, finding that full bridge for you, and then coming down in reverse, all the way to the tailbone. Good, left leg raises up over the hip. Exhale, point. Find that calf muscle, make it engage. Inhale, flex. So now you're stretching that calf muscle. Exhale, point. Find that calf. Inhale, toes to shin. Exhale. Inhale. This time, exhale, bend the knee. Drop the heel. Pull the heel in at the very end just a little bit. And then inhale, release. Notice how the knee stays over the hip the whole time. Exhaling, pulling it in. Inhaling, release. Twice more. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Pausing with a straight leg, little circles, nice and slow, one direction. And switch directions. So check in, make sure that your mind is staying anchored in this present moment. Don't let it escape quite yet. Coming into stillness, releasing the left leg to the ground and finding that pelvic tilt with a bridge. Pushing up all the way to the top. And then coming out of it in reverse, all the way to the tailbone. Good. Bringing the right ankle to the left knee. So creating that figure 4 shape with the legs. We're going to come into a figure 4 bridge. So use that pelvic tilt. Peel your spine up and pause at the top. Now again, actively pull that right knee down towards the mat as you push through that left heel to get that left hip high. So you want your hips to stay square here, okay? Pull the belly in so pubic bone pulls up towards the navel. That'll protect the low back. And then slowly roll down. See if you can control it using just this one leg all the way to the tailbone. Keep this figure 4 shape. Now thread the needle. A strap might help for some of you. Grab your hamstring, left hamstring, and pull that left knee towards you, which is going to bring the left ankle towards you. You also want to kind of keep the right knee away from you. So if you can kind of inch your elbow up and into the inner right knee so you can sort of push it away. It doesn't take much usually for there to be pretty intense sensation in this kind of hip stretch. So do the best you can with it. Pull the belly in a little bit so that you have as much spine on the ground as possible. And then just check in with like the shoulders and the jaw and the back, the base of the skull. You know, where are you holding tension that you don't need to hold here? Keeping the eyes open, just, you know, sort of trying not to shut down quite yet. Keeping the breath full. Slowly releasing that left leg to the ground. We're going to come into a supine twist. So you can choose to cross the legs completely and let them fall. You can also uncross, squeeze the knees together, then let them fall. Arms are going to open up to a T. So if you put your legs together, it's a little bit more of a sort of less intense twist. If you cross over with the legs, there's a little bit more intensity. And if you've got something to put under your knee and you feel like that might help ground you and get more out of this, please, by all means, use your props. Complete the twist by looking over the right arm. And then just breathing, noticing how on your inhale, knees kind of come out of the twist a little bit. And on your exhale, you get a little bit further. Those knees drop again. Bringing the knees back up to center, uncrossing, and switching sides now. So the left ankle on right knee, bringing that right heel in towards the right sit bone, setting yourself up for bridge, using your pelvic tilt, scoop the hips up, one vertebrae at a time comes up, driving through that right heel, actively pulling the left knee to the ground. I like to give a good flex of my foot here so that my knee doesn't sort of get into a rotated position it doesn't like. Okay, lifting those hips, pulling the pubic bone towards the navel to help any compression in the low back. And then slowly lowering here, trying to sort of control that dismount with your one leg down all the way to the tailbone. And then coming into our stretch, our figure four stretch. So that outer left hip is going to get a nice solid stretch here, pulling that right knee in. Again, if there's any discomfort here in the left knee, really pulling the left toes towards the shins. Let the shoulders relax to the ground. Releasing any of that tension that's unneeded here in the body. Keeping the eyes open and the mind present. Releasing that right foot to the ground, coming into your version of supine twist, letting the knees fall, opening up the arms, and looking over the left shoulder. And then again, tapping into those breaths and sort of feeling what they do to this positioning. So on your inhale, maybe you feel the knees lift away from the ground a bit. And on your exhale, they sink closer to the ground. Bringing the knees through center. And coming into happy baby, so full happy baby. We did half and half in the beginning of class. Now we're putting that together. So you're almost like a squat on the ceiling. You're pulling down on your shins, or if you can reach your feet, whatever you can reach, you're pulling those knees down to the outer edge of your rib cage. So the knees are being pulled more towards the armpits. Release the shoulders. Maybe think about tailbone stretching to the mat. You can be in stillness, or maybe feel what it feels like to start to straighten one leg and then the other. Or staying in happy baby, but adding a little bit of rocking from side to side. That can feel good on the low back, the sacrum. And if you're moving, coming into stillness, bringing the soles of the feet together and coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees out wide. If you want to add some props underneath your knees, you can also choose to just skip this shape. I like to add a shape or asana that sort of is a transition shape. This is your chance now to close down your eyes, breathe naturally but yet fully. Let gravity just pull you in. Taking a little body scan here from head to toe. Letting things loosen and release. Starting that transition of succumbing to stillness. When you're ready, you can release one leg at a time, nice and long. Adding props wherever might feel useful to you, under the knees, under the head, maybe a blanket over top of you. So taking the time to do that here so that you have the ability to just let go, right? If you've got, some adjustments that need to be made, you're making them and then you're settling. Feel the head and shoulders heavy into the mat, the hips heavy into the mat. Let the belly go. Let the legs go. The feet might flop out wide. Let go of the base of the skull there. Jaw muscles. And just be present in this moment as you breathe and allow stillness to take over. Start to begin your transition, adding movement, depth of breath, all the things that you do to begin to come back up to the surface. Transition yourself back into seated without any hurry. And when you're there, bringing your hands to heart center, lifting your chest to meet your thumbs, closing your eyes and bowing your chin. And before we close out practice, just recommitting and connecting to the intention that you brought into your practice today, whether it was a clarifying of energy or particular quality you brought in, connecting to it mindfully, presently, and remembering that it's there for you even when you walk off the mat. Giving yourself a little smile, real or fake, ends up with the same results. And that smile just in honor of your practice, in honor of each other, for showing up, taking the time for yourself to practice mindfulness, to practice intent movement. The highest light in me sees and honors and respects the highest light in you. Namaste. Thanks, guys.